energy. I created it.
Right on.
I'm drinking some green tea, so I'm actually doing a full day fast.
Man, it's crazy. You know, again,
How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. It's good to be with you guys.
Yeah.
At the same time, because it's quite positive.
Pleasure, Eric and Chris. Good to connect, even if it's virtually.
Absolutely. I know. And it's like,
I can't see myself living any other life. I just cannot. So dynamic lifestyle to me means that I chose this route. I am willing to risk anticipating the surprises that are going to come next, some good, some bad, some ugly. But I'm willing to go through it, and I feel confident to know that every time I come across something new, I will regroup and put new strategies together to be able to face that next challenge, head on and take it to the next level. But if somebody's watching this, the one thing I do want people to take away when they're watching something like this is, you got to realize this, man. We really sometimes forget we have one life. And today, as much as this is a great tool to make a lot of money and connect with a lot of people, and we're here right now because of this. You take this out, we're probably not here today, right? Social media. And if there's no social media, there is no value to Patrick Bay David, because there's no YouTube, I'm just an insurance guy. Right. You would have to read about me in paper 30 years ago. I'm not going to be, hey, oh my gosh, I walked into the hallway, oh my gosh, it's Patrick, how I watch you. All of that stuff would be gone. But it's important for the listener that's watching this to realize, look, there's a lot of people telling you to live a different way. A lot of people. Sometimes the biggest challenge is like, how do you decipher through all this information? One influencer is telling you, don't worry about it, you got plenty of time, it's okay. You're fine. You're eventually going to figure it out. Another influencer is telling you, hurry up, go, figure it out, right? Your job is to try to come up with your own set of philosophies that you're crystal clear on, and you may make a few adjustments here and there, but once you have a certain set of philosophies that produces results, like, people ask me, they say, well, Pat, no, I'm going to say no to what you have to offer. I said, listen, fair, you can say no to what I have to offer, but can I challenge you on something? Sure, what is it? Your way of thinking has gotten you to where you are right now financially. Yes? Are you happy with your way of thinking? Are you happy with the results it's gotten you today? No. So maybe your way of thinking needs to change, right? So if you come up with a set of philosophies that is producing the results that you want, guess what? Keep doing it. But if it hasn't, seek getting clear philosophies on life for yourself. Marriage, relationship, kids, friendship, finance, business, peace, spiritual, exercise, everything. Just try, the key is to just come up with philosophy like, oh, here's what I got. Here's what I want to be doing. But the one life that you have on what you want to live, don't let all the noise be so loud that it immobilizes you. Unfortunately, sometimes all this content is also not good because it's getting you to question which one to believe and which one to do.
Exactly.
Pick a way and go with it.
Yeah.
Choose a route and go with it. One of the things I always talk about is the fact that choose one industry, man. Choose one industry. Stop going to 50. So when I got into the insurance industry, financial industry, I went to the financial industry, got my old licenses, and I started selling security stocks, bonds, and then all of a sudden within that, I found insurance, and I said, okay, guess what? I'm going to go 20 years. One of the biggest advantages I have over my peers is that I said in 2001, the day before 9/11, I'm going to go 20 years. And guess what? My 20 years is coming out. But during that time, I saw so many people come and say, I'm going to go 20 years. 6 months later, real estate. 7 months later, pharmaceutical sales. 5 months later, digital marketing. 8 months later, such a. 9 months later, they're starting a gym. 17 months, and then they change. Listen, no matter what you go to, everything's going to be challenging. Everything's going to be ugly. Figure out one way, get clear on your philosophies, try to kind of lower the noise from everybody you're here. Maybe only listen to a couple things you got and get clear on it, and then from there, go apply. You apply. One day you're going to wake up, you're going to say, it's crazy, it's my life.
Absolutely.
And that can happen to anybody.
Wow.
So I hope that message resonates with the listener, that this is not about PBD or value attainment. This is about the person that realizes you got one life, get clear on your philosophies, choose a route, get clear on it, commit to it, give 10 or 20 years, and watch magic happen.
Damn. Awesome.
Well, I would say the first one is understanding that skills are way more important than talents. and I talk about this a lot in my new book, but talents are something you're born with, and we're born with almost nothing. Maybe we're born with a brother ready to go, but in general, we don't know how to walk, we don't know how to talk. Those are all skills. So if there's a skill you need, you can go get it. And the second thing I would say is that enrollment is the key. If you want to go somewhere, you're more likely to get there than if you're going along for the ride. And in school, we were taught to do it because we were told to do it. But once you're not in school anymore, you should do it because you want to do it. Here's what they taught us in school. They taught us in school the only skills that matter are hard skills that you can get a grade in. And the reason they care about that is because grades are easy to give and very powerful, but they can't possibly get to know everybody. So they only teach you skills that they can test for. So fractions are a hard skill in that I can say whether or not you know this about fractions. But it's not important that you know fractions. It's important that you know honesty and passion and empathy and dignity. It's important that you are able to bring energy to the table and that you keep your promises and on and on. These are soft skills, real skills, skills that are hard to test for. And because of that, we don't call them skills, we call them attitudes as a way of hiding them. Because they don't have attitude class in third grade. They should. Third grade should be 5 hours of attitude every day and then 2 hours of hard skills.
Yeah.
Because if I can teach you an attitude, the rest of the stuff takes care of itself. And so if you accept that you could be a little more honest, you could be a little more energetic, you could be a little more passionate, then there's skills. And if there's skills, then that's fantastic news. Because
I know a lot of salespeople that become great salespeople, and they never then advance to becoming a business person. And so, you could be a great musician, but at some point you probably want to, you could be a great boxer, but at some point you might want to get on the other side of that game. You want to become a business, because sooner or later your boxing career is going to be over, your singing career is going to be over, and your sales career is going to be over. So, probably the greatest living salesman on planet Earth, who would y'all say that is today?
Man, it's got me stumped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not very hard. When I tell you who I think it is, you're going to be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Who is it?
Jeff Bezos.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. It's hard to argue that.
He sold a handful of books, and then he figured out how to get, how to actually make it easy. So it's not like everybody's looking for the trick in sales. This has been the problem with sales for probably, one of the things that kept me away from it when I was a kid was all the tricks. Control the customer, qualify them, and you need to qualify. But if you call my company, you call Cardone Capital. I think I got it on right now. Cardone Capital. You call there and say, "Hey, I'm interested in Cardone Capital." First question they're going to ask you is, "How liquid are you?" Going to be the number one question you ask. If you don't answer that question, we're not moving on.
Right.
Because if I can't get you to tell me how much money you have, you're not going to invest with me anyway.
Right.
If you don't trust me enough to tell me that, then you're not going to trust me enough to invest with me.
Yeah.
Hey, how liquid are you? What does that matter? I want to know whether to put you in the accredited or the non-accredited fund.
Yeah.
Which one are you qualified for? Well, I'm liquid. Well, how liquid? Look, man, if you're not going to tell me, let's just go ahead and end this. I got a bunch more people to talk to. So, see, I filled my pipeline. I got a great product. I believe in it. Filled my pipeline. So you're like, well, man, I got $250,000. Okay, but how much other money? There's no way you're going to give me your whole $250,000. Well, I got $250,000 here. I got another $150,000 over there. I need to know that, right? I need to know that. And then there's nothing wrong with my guys asking that as the first question. Good. Have you ever made a real estate investment? No, never have. How do you know Grant? I've been following him for years. I like what he does. I've been trying to buy my own stuff. Can't find it. Now we can do something.
Yeah, gotcha. Do you think with today's advancement of social media, just how crazy it is, do you think you have to be a different salesman today?
Without a doubt. But you had to be a different salesperson 20 years ago too, and nobody was telling. Again, the reason we have so much turnover in the sales industry is because of the old ideas. Okay, some of which I learned from some of my mentors. The hot potato. They ask a question, I ask a question. Don't answer a question with an answer. Answer it with a question. Control the conversation. The longer you spend with somebody, the better off you are. These are all old ideas that are now being automated to say, you know what? Fuck a salesperson. I just want to go to Amazon and buy it.
Right.
I'll even pay more than if I called them and made an offer straight to the seller of that product. So, yeah, it definitely is changing.
Okay.
And so salespeople have to be better today than they ever have been.
Right. So let's switch gears on goal setting, because I know you're really big on that.
And what's
goal
that?
setting?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so do you write your goals down like every single day?
Yeah.
So
I write my goals down when I wake up. I write them down again at night, and I write them down when I'm disappointed or discouraged.
Okay.
So if I lose a deal, I'm going to my goals. I lost a deal, let's see, it was maybe 6 weeks ago now. It was a $88 million deal. They took it from me. I had it under contract, like it was a locked up. And at the last minute, guy calls me up and says, "Hey man, I got some bad news." I said, "No, we ain't got any bad news, dude. We don't do bad news here." He's like, "No, we're taking the deal away from you." He says, "Man, I know you're going to be pissed. We're taking the deal. We're giving it to somebody else. They're going to pay more than you." And I'm like, "No, dude, you can't do that." Well, they did take the deal away, and they could do that. Okay, they figured out how to do it. So as soon as that happened, I was so pissed off, dude. I was like livid. I just went into like I was enraged, right? Like ruined 15 minutes of my life. And then I said, "Okay, what can you do about it? Write your goals down, dude." So I immediately got out a piece of paper. Hey, where am I going? Okay, literally like, okay, you're going to go to 20,000 units, $20 billion. This deal won't even matter. It's one deal. It's $88 million.
Right. So it kind of rewires like your brain.
Boom! It puts me back in the future.
Gotcha.
Puts me back in the future. Where am I going? Not where am I right now. So by the way, staying in the present. Staying in the present. Well, what about you? What just happened to you? That just happened to me. So it's like, what is the present anyway? The present is now. Yeah. And as soon as I say now, it's gone. Like, what is the present? It's to stay in that moment, right? Like, what can I do about it now? So yeah, I can threaten these guys. I can be like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and I'm upset, and blah blah blah. But this isn't where I'm going anyway. If your future depends on one deal, you ain't got a future. And so that's what the goal setting does. When I wake up in the morning, how's today gonna be? No. Where am I going? Where am I going? Like, how do I stay energized? Where am I going? I know where I'm going, right? So I write it down in the morning. As soon as I wake up, bang, 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 bang. It takes me 1 minute to write my goals down. Before I go to sleep at night, I write it down again. It could be completely different. It could be identical. But most of the time, it's a little different. Okay. Something happens in the day that influences or colors my day. Oh, I forgot about this. I should be writing about it. Oh, I forgot about the helicopter. I definitely want a helicopter. I used to write about that. I wrote about it this morning. I hadn't been writing about it. I forgot it somehow, you know. But you come to LA, you're like, fuck, I want a helicopter. Right?
All the traffic.
You know, and I forgot about it. And boy, wouldn't it be nice to have enough to where you're like, hey, I want a helicopter on call.
Absolutely.
And then so when I wake up, when I go to sleep, and then anytime I'm disappointed.
Yeah. Does somebody teach you this, or is it just something you just?
No. I've always been a goal oriented person. You know, I've read people about the affirmations and what do you say to yourself when you talk, and you know, I've been interested in the self development thing. But what works for me is putting it down on a piece of paper. Like when I go to a conference, if my wife is speaking at a conference, I'm taking notes. Like, you ever see me in a conference? You see me in my own conference. The speakers are up there talking, I'm sitting there taking notes. I never do anything with the notes, but I took them. It's not like I'm trying to keep them for later. I don't keep the goals for later. I write the goals down, throw them in the trash. I typically keep it in a legal pad, and when I fill a legal pad up, I just throw it away.
Yeah.
So I'm not journaling. I'm not trying to store anything. I'm just trying to, like, again, write it.
Yeah.
Now, some people will take that because they're lazy and they'll be like, I'm just going to look at it on the phone. I'm going to write it down one time. But you're changing. You're doing yourself a disservice. That goal was written down yesterday. And yesterday's goal, that's the past. So by writing it down in a new unit of time today.
I know what you're thinking. You're probably like, dude, come on. I was literally watching this video, watching this interview, and you literally just pop up on the screen and interrupt it. Trust me, there's a good reason for this. Just hold on, and I'm gonna let you get back to that interview or that video. Trust me, all right? So the reason why I stopped you on this is because we're giving away our book 100% free. Okay, so if you're a frustrated fitness professional, you're not growing fast enough, you're looking to future-proof and recession-proof your business by adding online training, or if you're doing online training, you want to scale and grow faster, all you have to do is check out our new book. We're giving the audio away, we're giving the PDF away. So all you have to do is click the link below in the description box and get your free copy. All right, so now back to the video.
Well, I think the biggest reason network marketing gets a bad rap is because there's there's massive amounts of money to be made. So whenever there's big amounts of money to be made, it'll attract the wrong element. You're just like, look, real estate, the car, I don't care where it is, where there's big money to be made, there's going to be the bad element. The health and wellness field, there's a percentage that, are just shit people.
Oh, yeah.
And the same thing happens in network marketing. One of my other mentors, when I met him, he was making $50 million a year in network marketing. Nobody knows. I mean, he was partying on his yacht in Miami, and people had no idea where his money was coming from, but it was coming from network marketing. And then you meet guys like Jim Rohn, who people don't even realize they're all hung up on his message, don't even know that he came from network marketing, yet they'll talk crazy about network marketing. You know what I'm saying? Tony Robbins, Les Brown. I just was at the gym with Robert Kiyosaki, from Rich Dad Poor Dad. Man, he's made fortunes because of network marketing. And people don't realize this. It's just a distribution method. That's all it is. And we all know the most effective way is through word of mouth. If you guys say it, I'm more likely because I trust what you say. So that's all network marketing ever did. And they created a compensation plan that compensated people. Instead of like what normally we do, we buy from a big business, we don't get paid, and they just keep rolling. Yeah. But what you have to learn, look, my number one training technique in network marketing was called the truth. Now that's a little risque in some businesses. They don't want to talk about that. But I said, for us, it was always about the truth. And the thing to build a massive network marketing business, you got to understand scaling. You have to scale. There's no way. One of the last companies I built in network marketing, we had 327,000 affiliates in 8 countries. I didn't even speak the language. We were doing $100 million in South Korea alone. I don't speak the language. Yeah. So how do you do that? Well, you got to put systems in place. Like McDonald's. Burger Boy knows. Cheeseburger goes in the yellow wrapper because the fillet of fish is in the turquoises. You know what I'm saying? The architect knows. The French fry fryer is on the left because the McFlurry machine goes on the right. And you duplicate that over and over and over. All we did with people. So I have no fancy footwork, man. I have like 3 steps for how I prospect. I got 3 steps for how I onboard you. I got 3, everything is so dumbed down that I could teach my 11-year-old to do it. And then she could teach someone else and teach someone else. And eventually the beauty of it for me was it gave me freedom. If you got a big ego, and it's always about you're never going to do really well in network marketing. Then you'll blame network marketing because there's no way you, the big shot, would fail in network marketing. No, you failed because you wouldn't let go of yourself. For me, it always became about paying it forward. Teach to teach to teach. And we built organizations of, eventually hundreds of thousands of people that paid us millions and millions of dollars, where I could walk away from that business and that business would still spit off money because we set things in motion purposely. But that's why even like great salespeople will come in network marketing and not do well. And I'm like, well, it's because you're a great salesperson. I got school teachers, IT professionals, professional athletes, people that are not salespeople. And we have a system. Now we got, funnels and all these high-tech tools. I'm like, I just press a button on my phone. It sends the video. Then depending on the response I got another button right inside the app that sends the response via text message or DM for me. It's all done. So I could duplicate that over and over. And if I go into another country, I don't speak the language, we just change the damn language. And if you get that thing going, you can make millions and millions of dollars. And but people come in and they see like goofballs like me. They say, well, John, the dropout loser, if he can do it, you know who I am. I got these degrees and I'm all the big shot. And they fall on their face and they wonder why. So,
yeah.
Look, all of my skills, maybe not all of them, but 99% of my skills I learned in network marketing because I had a mentor that said the skills you have to learn in network marketing are the same skills a Fortune 500 CEO has under his belt.
Yep.
But you're going to get yours over time. Maybe you're not going to go to Harvard to get it like he did or she did, but you're going to learn yours over time. And you're going to learn it the hard way by being in the trenches and taking the hits. But people don't like to take the hits, man. They don't like rejection and all that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was going to say, man. That's why I asked this question because it's real and it's authentic. And that's what people like. They want to hear the opposite, that it's a bad business and it's shady and all this stuff. But no, man, it's like really good, entrepreneur skills that you have. And I like what you said too, like too many people make it about themselves. And as soon as they reframe their mindset and make it about the other person they're serving and, stop worrying about reaching out to people and posting something or selling something, it's not about you, it's about them that you're serving.
Is that I realized that most people's decisions were made based on non-logical factors, such as whether they liked the person or whether their buddy was friends with the other person. And the thing that basically broke me, destroyed me in a good way and then built me back up, was when I graduated college and I wanted to work at Nike because that was my dream. I was a D1 track and field athlete. I wanted to run. And in my teenager-ish head, I thought, well, if I worked at Nike, it's just a bunch of people that are athletes and are running around, not executives in conference rooms having meetings and things like that, right? Paperwork. I thought like it was, that's what I was thinking, is some kid. And so I did everything I thought that they would want. Like I have a championship ring from the Southwest Conference, right? D1 cross country. And I had really good grades, and I had recommendation letters, and I had all the things that would look good on paper, as a logical, rational person would want. And then I applied, and I couldn't even get an interview. All I got was a letter back from Shelley Bridges. I remember that was her name, and it burned me so bad because when you get the thin envelope, that means that it's a rejection letter. When you get the fat envelope, that's when they want to talk to you, right? So I got the thin envelope, and it was we had so many people applying. We wish we could take everyone, but thank you so much and best of luck. You could try again next year. And it just crushed me not because I didn't get accepted or even got an interview at all. It was because some of my peers who were fat and dumb and had bad grades and whatever got jobs at Nike doing marketing. And why are they better than me? Because daddy knows somebody. Mm-hmm. And that just burned me to no end, because no amount of grades or essays or achievements or books I read. Look at all these books. I actually read these books. Yeah. None of those things matter in my mind, because relationships trump everything. Yep. So then I thought, oh my goodness, I've just wasted the last 20 years of my life studying. I would study from morning till evening. I was one of those good Chinese boys, right? But now, if I merely just know so-and-so, why do I even need to know anything? And so that just made me feel like I committed suicide for 20 years. Like, have you ever had that where like you went after something and you worked so hard and then you realized at the end, like, oh crap, the whole thing was a waste. Yeah. But then I realized, wait a minute. And I went to my mentor, who is the CEO of American Airlines, and he told me that your learning curve drives your earning curve. Yeah, and that all the time I've spent learning stuff would play out later. It'd be an investment that would help me out later, not right away. Just like going to college is an investment that doesn't pay off right away, but later it will come into play. It's just like, planting a seed for an oak tree versus, something that grows very fast, like basil or something, right? Mm-hmm. Bamboo. One thing takes 50 years and one thing takes 2 weeks to grow. And then as I started to build my network, I started a network when I was in my mid-20s. Kind of late for most people, because I started the first 20 years of my life in learning how to speak English. I represented California in the National Spelling Bee in 1988 in Washington, D.C. Scripps Howard National Spelling Bee. I studied the dictionary 3 hours a day. I can spell almost any word that you throw at me. Now there's spell check, so whatever, doesn't even matter, right? But I learned that after I started a network and be able to make connections, that making connections and knowing so-and-so isn't enough, because you have to have enough knowledge to be able to add value to those relationships. And just because you can introduce so-and-so to so-and-so, which is great, that's what mega connectors do, you still have to have enough knowledge to be interesting and to understand who to connect how, and to be able to do things like plan and hire other people, which you can't do even if you have a great network. You still need to have a lot of knowledge. Yeah. So I realized the combination of knowledge plus network was key. And I happened to be lucky in a way, because I invested so much in knowledge that by the time I started to build relationships, the relationships were multiplied because of my knowledge. Mm-hmm. So I didn't have I was a total dorko. I was made fun of. I was bullied in high school. There's this one kid, Noah. I remember him. I was a paper boy, and he would come up to me while I was loading up my papers and trying to deliver them, and he would shove me and then have all my papers fall out on the sidewalk and laugh at me because I was some scrawny kid, because I was just trying to make some money, like I told you, doing a paper route, doing like whatever to make some money, because I thought that was cool, and put it in a bank account and watch the numbers go up. I really liked that. And I didn't have any friends really. So I just studied more and more. And I kind of didn't want to. I ate all my meals alone, because I thought these other people, they're just making fun of me. Why would I want to spend time with them? I don't watch TV, because they're hanging out and they're talking about what happened on TV on Seinfeld last night. I don't even have a TV. I don't know who Seinfeld is. What is this thing? Why are people laughing at this thing? That's not even their life. Why are they talking about what those people are doing on TV? That's not even real. Those people, that's a movie set. That thing didn't even actually happen, and now they're talking about it.
Yep.
These people are wasting time. I'm just going to study. So that was my mindset. So that just reinforced me being a loner. And no one wants to feel that they're a loser. So I'm like, you know what? I'm better than you. I'm studying while you guys are getting drunk and doing dumb things with these girls. I'm improving myself, right? I'm working out. Now I'm a cross-country athlete. So I'm not just a bookworm and a good Chinese math guy. Now I'm an athlete. I can outrun you too, right? I could run that mile in 4 minutes and change. Not bad, right? Because I studied physiology. I applied my book learning way of learning things there. I applied it to digital marketing. And I saw how relationships and data are not oil and water. It's not left brain and right brain. They actually go hand in hand. And it's taken me 40 plus years to realize that, to come full circle and see that you have to have network and knowledge at the same time. And the combination of both makes you ultra powerful. Because most people are really good as technicians, as in they know how to do something like with a tool or to paint. And other people are really good with relationships and people. Mm-hmm. But how many people do you know that are good at, say, public speaking, and they're good at building websites? Or they're good at accounting, and they're also good at therapy with relationships.
Yeah.
How many people can do both?
Not very many.
What if you can do both? How much? That's more than doubly powerful.
More value.
And that's what digital marketing is. It's both. You know, reason people fail digital marketing is it's a blind man and the elephant thing, where they think it's just one thing. They think digital marketing is just these tools, or making videos, or Snapchat, or, you know, they have this one idea, this false. It's not that it's wrong, but it's that digital marketing is multifaceted. And you can't just come at it with, oh, I'm going to do ClickFunnels. Great. All right, great. You got a tool. Just like I go play golf. I have golf clubs, but I need to know how to swing too.
Yeah.
What I'm proud of is that this book is exactly what people who are meant to be entrepreneurs, who are meant to find their zone of fire, who are meant to live this life of financial freedom, lifestyle freedom, location independence. This is the book they need to click into gear, to get to that step, to actually achieve uncommon success. This is what they need. I'm also proud that there are going to be people that read this book, apply its principles, and 6 months are going to go by. They're not going to have any uncommon success. And guess what? Those people are also going to benefit, because the road of entrepreneurship, it might just not be for them, because it's not for everybody. And by the way, the 37th employee at Facebook has made more money than the 3 of us combined will ever make in our lives. So they're doing okay. And this book's going to maybe help those people who aren't meant to be the number one, or in your case, 1 and 1A, like those 2 top dogs. Maybe they're meant to be a number 2 or a 10 or a 37 at Facebook, and they'll thrive there. And this book will get you there faster. So this book will either answer your prayers and lead you to the promised land of financial freedom and fulfillment, period, end of story, if that's meant for you. But it will also help those that it's not meant for recognize, okay, this isn't for me. Let me go find something that is for me now, but at least
Come here. Really quick, just want to say thank you so much for watching this video on Success Secrets Part 1. Hopefully you got some good value, some good nuggets from all these amazing entrepreneurs and all their skill sets they talk about. So the next thing I want you to do is check out this next video that actually complements the Success Secrets one, because this one is all about 6 ways to make more money online. And if you thought those were the heavy hitter entrepreneurs, check out this one with another 6 amazing entrepreneurs, and they teach you how to make more money online. So can't wait for you guys to check that out. See you guys in the next video.